Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dad's listening to Tomcats. Talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. Alright, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Tis I. It's Colton Robertson. We in this hoe talking about WandaVision episode 5, and boy, oh fucking boy, it was a doozy. I am here with my guys to talk Marvel, WandaVision, The Watchmen. We've got Joseph George. How you doing, buddy?
You know, just here to spread any more of my genius that I can.
Absolutely. Obviously, this was off mic, but amongst the group chat that us four have, Joseph got a little cocky after the last recording. Was feeling himself a little bit. I believe his exact words were that he fucked the universe and nutted.
Those were some of the words, correct?
Some of them.
Hey, sometimes, man, when you're on that mode, you're in that mode, you know, it's easy to let the mind run, you know. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say I've ever seen it to that height, but I mean, like, hey, who am I to judge the means, you know? It got him there. That's what we'll...
We also got Miles motherfucking Buttress. How you doing, bud?
Doing well. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you here. And on the screen below me that I can see and you cannot, KBZ, Kyler Barnett. Good to see you, buddy.
I'm great. Let's get this daytime sesh going, man. We're going to spoil the scenery
We've never done
here.
This. Never in the light of day.
Daytime today. The last time I did a daytime pod with Colton was Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. And that was what we decided over a year ago.
That was January 2020.
We knocked that shit out in it just like 11 a.m. till like 3 p.m. Just bam.
Bam, bam, bam. But never in the light of day have we expressed our thoughts on WandaVision publicly. So Maybe our brains are more active. Maybe we're really, really fucking feeling it. But we're going to do it, and this is a good episode too. Obviously, last episode, I raw dogged it. We just talked about whatever the fuck we want. But this one, we will not be doing that.
There has to be
too much. Yeah, way too much I had to write.
This episode was so calculated from like just the production and direction of it, but also just from like, at least for me and preparing for this, oh my gosh, I haven't taken such detailed notes since, if I had to say, probably the episode of The Mandalorian where Bill Burr, the last episode of Bill Burr. Whichever, was that 7? Was that the 7th one of the season?
The chapter 15 or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I took as detailed a notes since then. Like, these are some of my longest and most detailed notes. I'm going to keep going.
Go ahead.
I have never felt like I had so many opinions in my notes than I do today. I have so many ideas and theories, and I don't know where they came from. The rewatch, this is one of the first episodes of the season that I've watched a third time. And that was
I've watched this episode a total of 4 times now. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. We really fucking nailed The Mandalorian.
But I was shocked to see how on the ball we were.
Yo, we fucking nailed The Mandalorian. But let me tell you, the podcasts we've put out about WandaVision have been fucking great. I don't want to like hang on our own dicks or anything, but like,
but I'm gonna hang on our own dicks here.
I go back and listen to those, and even our bad takes are so fun that it's like I don't give a fuck that they're wrong.
No, I think part of it is that the environment when watching this show, it creates such a whirlwind of just crazy ideas and theories that it's like it's almost impossible to miss because there's so many directions. Like I have like at least 13 different theories about this shit. Like
absolutely.
There's just the sheer number. Like, that's what I'll say about Mando. There was no clue where it was going, so it was hard to even begin to guess. Like we were at episode 5 and like, we're still kind of confused on where the fuck we're about to go.
Yeah, like we just met Ahsoka and it looks like she's directing them towards another Jedi thing. What are we doing here?
It's like, holy shit. Meanwhile, in Wanda, like, there's still so much to guess, but like, at least there's some concrete-ish stuff. And I think part of that is Marvel just sprinkling. I think it's so much just Marvel sprinkling in so much misdirection that's just giving us all of this material to just go wild.
Oh, it's beautiful. And there was something that my girlfriend Emily read to me earlier today where it was like, because we're watching WandaVision together and she's not as hardcore a Marvel fan as I am. So she saw something earlier. It was like, this show is every super fan's wet fucking dream and it's every casual fan's worst fucking nightmare. Because the hardcore fans are like, oh, well, obviously this is based off the House of M and we're obviously heading in a direction where, like, we have a basic outline in our heads because we're big fans, but like, to the layman, this is the fucking wildest shit they've ever seen.
Dude, and the worst part is like, there's still just like, there's big parts of the show that you could lose being a casual fan. Like, 100%. Like Agatha Harkness, bro. Mm. Yeah, I don't know many casual people. I didn't even know about it until the show, and I had to do a lot of digging for that shit. So, like, I'm just saying.
I just want to point out this little bit about Agatha Harkness that I sent into the group chat. If you take take the name Agatha Harkness, and you take out the Atha and Hark, and what's left in the name? Nothing but Agnes.
Maybe her real name is Atha Ark.
Maybe, Joseph, you might be right there.
I just want to remind you, this is the same man who called himself the Lord of the Universe, and that he fucked the universe because he got something right. Just gonna bring us back to reality.
And it wasn't even something he got necessarily right. It was just like the best theory we've had about it.
And it was just a metaphor. It wasn't even
just
really
a metaphor. It wasn't even a prediction or anything. I love it. But let's jump into this scene by scene breakdown. WandaVision episode 5, a very special episode is the episode title. And so we open on this Full House asset, which I loved because Elizabeth Olsen is the younger sister to Mary-Kate and Ashley, who was actually on Full House, which I thought was cool. And we see Wanda and Vision rocking their crying children, and they lay them in their cribs. And Wanda's like, all right, I know we're not supposed to take shortcuts, but this seems necessary. And this was the first time we see that Wanda cannot use her powers on her children. Now,
ooh, I didn't notice that.
The entire episode, she can't use her powers on her children.
Okay, then that directly changes a big theory I had. Now I feel real dumb, but anyway.
Well, yeah, that's what's interesting to me is that, like, so since she can't control her children, the way she can't control Vision, the way other people are kind of like Agnes a little bit is weird.
I would say she's somewhat autonomous. I mean, she operates definitely somewhat on her own, like, you know.
Yeah, and we'll see some more of that here in a second. And so when she can't use her powers to put the babies to sleep, Vision fetches their binkies and puts them in their mouths, and they promptly spit them out. And Wanda notes, what's that?
Oh, sorry. You finish your line. You're good.
I was going to say that Wanda notes that maybe they need some help, and immediately when they say they need some help, Agnes comes knocking on the door and walking in.
Okay, so 2 things. You said that she can't use her powers on Vision or the kids, right? You said
correct.
That. And Vision, we know. I mean, well, I guess we don't know, but like we know he did at least once die. Like he was dead. I don't know what Wanda's fucking done to him now, but he was at one point dead. We know this much. Do you think this is a sign that maybe the kids aren't real? Like she can't use powers on the things that aren't. I don't know. That doesn't make sense because she can do so much.
I think this meant that they were more real.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this makes her children definitely real. And because they're I'm thinking there's something that, like, they were fabricated outside of reality, not using real physics or science or anything. So I think that she has just created the first mutants. I think that's probably what just happened.
It is radioactive. I
think that's probably what happened. Since they were created in there, she can't control them, and maybe because, like, they were born in that universe, they can't be controlled in that universe. You feel me?
Okay, time out. Tell me this wouldn't be so cool if hopefully, not to spoil I think somebody has this theory, was going to say this later probably, but spoiler alert, I guess, for the end of the episode. I just want to see a montage of Quicksilver and Wanda training the little mutant babies. I just want to see it.
Epic.
Okay.
Epic.
But I did have some about the beginning. Like one of the first lines that comes out of Wanda's mouth, and I didn't notice this on rewatch or watch 1 or 2. It was the third one and it hit me. And it's just such a little thing, but it like, I don't know. It's so funny how like aware, I guess, of this. Like she says, "Why don't you do what I want?" to the babies. And it's just so funny because she's so in control of all of this around her, but yet these babies are giving her fits. And it's like,
well, that's
God,
what's
these
important
people who make the show, write the lines, everything. It's like they just throw it in your face. It's all right there in front of you. Like they literally just smack you with it.
Why don't you do what I want? Like she's thoroughly confused. And like there's some important stuff here throughout this episode that is Wanda panicking and manipulating stuff.
Yeah. See, what I was going to say about both the kids and about potentially Vision is that obviously, like, we haven't seen a whole lot more that leads me to believe that it is a potential Mephisto. I still think that, like, she's doing it, but Mephisto's helping her in whatever way, whether it's like he made a deal with her, and that potentially it could be Mephisto's the one that brought Vision back to life. That's why she can't control him, is because it's not her power actually bringing him to life. And it could be in the same way, that's why she can't control the kids, is because Mephisto's the reason that they're there. And he's the one that, I guess, because in the comics, they are, like, they're made out of Mephisto or whatever. And so I'm kind of going with, he made the children, and that's why she can't control them, is because his powers are stronger than hers or whatever.
I'm down with that. And, like, I think what's important here is that Agnes is a pawn of Mephisto's, I think, if that's the case.
And yeah.
Because Agnes has been there the whole time, every time anything's happening. And I feel like she might have had something to do with the creation of her children. Like the way Geraldine is in the house when Wanda's about to give birth and stuff. Am I about to lag out?
Oh, are you back?
I am. Did you guys hear anything?
All right.
I think I heard creation of.
Yep, to creation of children.
Gotcha. I think Agnes had something to do with the creation of her children, because even when Geraldine is like helping with the birth of Wanda's children, I think that might be why she was so nervous. Like, yo, why the fuck is Geraldine in there? You know, like that's not cool. We can't have that. I need something else. I don't know. It's just a small little thing that I caught, and I like this next part when Agnes says that she heard her children crying from next door, and she says, quote, "Auntie Agnes is here, and I have a few tricks up my sleeve." Like, that couldn't have been a more look at the camera Jim face moment. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. This whole moment, like, Agnes has been really weird this episode. A lot more weird than normal.
This episode throws it off for me in terms of like Agnes, because I can't tell what's up. Like I thought I was leaning towards she's autonomous, but like she's clearly not completely in the know.
I don't know, but then she has the moment where she wants to pick up the kids and Vision doesn't let her, and she's like, "So, do you want me to run that back?" Or and then to me, Wanda goes to bat for her throughout the whole episode. Every time she acts weird, Vision's all sus, and Wanda goes to bat for her. Wanda then uses her powers in front of her, so Wanda's obviously getting very comfortable with Agnes just being around, and I see, and that's where I'm with you. I don't know if this does more to create clarity of which way I lean to, which way Agnes is going to go. Or, to me, it just muddies it up more. I have no fucking clue which way she's
no idea.
I don't know if she's good or bad. I can't fucking tell.
But yeah, so Agnes is like, how about I take a turn rocking the children? Vision gets all nervous and is like, nah, you better not. And then
which is so Vision. That makes me so, like, it just made me laugh because it was so, like, pragmatically, like,
wash your hands. Have you? Well, you better not. Okay, just
like I just imagined in his head all of the stats that come through his head. 1 out of 3 babies that gets held by a stranger gets dropped on its head. Like, oh shit! Like, damn, Vision.
But you know, Agnes acts confused, looks at Vision, looks back at Wanda, and goes, "Do you want me to take that again?"
This part,
And
I love these moments. They're so uncomfortable to watch in a way, almost, that it's so good. Like I've never, like I don't, you know what I mean? That sounds weird to say uncomfortable is a good thing, but like,
no, I'm with you. I get what you're saying. It's that eerie feeling that like they're trying to create. And one thing that stood out to me, there was something Kyler sent to me on Instagram earlier, where in episode 4, when Vision asked where Geraldine went, Wanda says she had to rush home. But then in the recap of episode 5, she says she's gone. She didn't belong here. Is there a chance that like she's just running multiple takes of everything, and we see the best of the best? Like,
Man.
And that was the first time there wasn't a jump cut when something fucks up.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Why did you do this? Why did you do this to me? Oh no!
There wasn't a jump cut or anything, and he's just like, "Fuck." She's like, "I don't know what to do. Usually there's a jump cut here. Usually I don't have to worry about things like this." And then she just looks at Vision and is like, "All right, how about we just let Agnes take the kids for a second?" And Vision's like, "Okay."
I kind of got the feeling that Wanda's kind of scared of Agnes. I don't know. I just felt like she was like, we kind of got to do what Agnes says. But also at the same time.
No, go ahead.
Like at the same time, it could just be like, why are we talking like this in front of Vision? Like, we don't want him to figure out what we're doing because we're literally telling him what we're doing right now. And I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I don't think it's a glitch.
I think
the others.
This scene was just to show that like Wanda completely lost control over Vision. Vision is officially doing his thing, you know?
That's okay. That's fair. That's true.
He's officially figured out how to be autonomous in this universe.
Yeah,
and
then there's a line he says late. There's a couple lines later from Vision that I really like that I think could lend a lot of credence to that. I'm sure we probably are on a similar wavelength.
We've got similar pages right here, but Agnes laughs and rocks the babies nearby, mixing in some jazzercise, and Vision asks Wanda what the fuck just happened. And Wanda just gaslights the fuck out of him. What are you talking about? Et cetera, et cetera. You're crazy. And Agnes, we cut back to Agnes, and she's spraying some, quote, lavender over the top of the children. Says it soothes them, but I don't know. Witches have a way with potions, do they not? I
was going to say, the way she was like, just had lavender on her person on the way to Jazzercise, I'm like, you witchy bitch. Like, you witchy motherfucker.
I think lavender is a cover-up, because you know how everything changes once you go into the world? I think the lavender is literally a cover-up, and the way Agnes, the way she looks is a cover-up from her real witch body and her potions and stuff.
I agree. I think it's an actual
80s
interpretation of her potion.
Okay. I have to know something. Do you think the boys aging up and then Wanda changing the decades, those are separate, right? Those aren't those are two different things and not one's controlled by Wanda, the other is not, right?
Yeah, true.
Like Wanda can change the time; she can make it be the 90s or 80s. But if she sent it to the 90s, the kids aren't going to age up to whatever, right? And that, obviously, yes, that. But then, because
I think Agnes controls the kids.
I guess my question is if Wanda is only controlling when the TV show takes place, in terms of time, but the kids age up independent of that and not by Wanda. The first time we see the kids age up is right after Agnes sprays the lavender. Is there a chance that Agnes is doing this? Because she's also there, Joseph brought it up, she's also there when they age up again with the dog, and then
they're about to age up at the end, and then Wanda tells them not to.
And Agnes is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there's a chance, there's a chance.
There's something there.
They definitely didn't do a lot to make it not seem like that couldn't be a thing.
At the same time,
they are mutants.
They are mutants, and they are the child of
We do not know that. We do not know they're mutants. We can't just go off saying because we think they're mutants, they're mutants.
Let's say that they are the children of Wanda. let's say that they have her DNA, it could not be hers. It could be Agnes's making. It could be Mephisto's making. We don't know. But say they are Wanda's babies, that could just be one of their powers. I mean, Wanda manipulates all sorts of things. So what's,
No doubt. I don't want to dismiss that at all. But it is uncanny that any time the kids aged up, Agnes was right there.
I do like the Agnes theory more, but the possibility they could just legit do it 100%.
But after some convincing from Wanda, Vision comes to the conclusion that Agnes is just being neighborly, and then he points out that there's no noise coming from the crib, and they go to look at them, and they're gone. They turn around. Billy and Tommy stand there, having aged up to about 5.
I love when Wanda said, "It's not our fault, or who are we to judge that Agnes has an unusually high libido?" That shit made me laugh so hard.
That shit was so funny.
She's so underrated as being like a funny person, especially in this show. I feel like she has made me laugh more times, and I feel like people don't give that enough credit. The range is there.
Oh, the range is there.
Another thing. So I guess did you notice when they aged up their outfits? So apparently the colors that they're wearing. Now this is kind of like, this may be reaching, but it's interesting to say the least. Apparently the colors the boys are wearing when they age up are the same colors as the Young Avengers Wiccan and Speed. I'm not sure if I pronounced that first name right.
You did. Those are the names of Wanda's children in the comics too.
So
also, the color of Agnes's clothes are the same exact colors and type of clothes that she wears in her wish form. So
I guess I didn't realize that those were. Yeah, now I feel dumb. I guess I just kind of spit out a theory that like made total sense. Like that. Yes. 2 + 2 does equal 4. Kyler, congrats.
I literally think
bravo.
Like whenever Wanda comes out. I mean, this is much later, obviously. Whenever she comes out of her town reality, the Hex. We'll call it the Hex from now on because I like that name. I really like the Hex.
Yeah, it's the Hex.
Whenever she comes out of the Hex. She's wearing her like Avengers uniform.
Her suit.
It looked like it was. It looked. Yeah.
So maybe Agatha is still wearing her suit, if you want to call it. The kids are wearing their suit, and
that's the thing though, is that like I think the kids they were created in that hoe. Like they could not have been brought in otherwise.
Yeah.
That's what's confusing.
So I want. Ooh, that might be interesting to think about the dynamics of that. Because what if like there's a they can't leave type thing? And Joseph did bring up the idea that this expands it.
I mean, the baby.
I
always forget her name.
That is. We stumbled on some big shit.
It's growing, and maybe this is like a portal to other dimensions.
We'll get to that. I have that. We got that later.
Okay.
We got that later.
Good. Yeah. We're on the same track then.
I think it's whenever she turns it to red that it becomes a portal to other dimensions. But
because who shows up right after that?
Yep, right after. But Agnes, sitting drinking her liquor nearby, says, "Kid, you can't control them, no matter how hard you try." I think that now that we've talked about it more, that might be a wink, like, but I can.
Yeah, like, hey, Wanda, these are your kids, but I'm in charge of everything.
But
it's so funny how I've changed, because when I literally watched this episode, which mind you is literally like an hour and a half ago, versus when I just came across me thinking it's now Agnes controlling the kids aging up. My notes I have Wanda 100% is using aging up and blending time to create resets. Notice how when they aged up, they both stopped fighting, her and Vision, and we're like, oh, the kids, they're older now.
That's a fair assessment too.
But I literally said 100%, and then I came on the pod and totally changed my mind completely. Man, I am spineless.
No, you could still be on the right track. You could still be on the right track though. Maybe it's Agnes's neutral position,
and she's being like, "Yo,
we can't piss Vision off."
Okay. Yeah,
like,
we'll mash the two theories together. That's what we'll do.
Exactly. But
we don't really know at all.
We don't know. But yeah, they lift their children and they laugh, and we enter our latest title sequence, a long-running, very 80s intro. I loved it.
It's such a wink at us. Like I literally said it earlier, they literally just smack us in the face with this shit. They literally say, we're making it up as we go along.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, they just smack you in the face with this shit all the time.
Also important, there's no photos of Billy and Tommy between the ages of being a very small baby and being 5.
Well, wasn't there in the intro, wasn't there pictures of them?
They go straight from them being a baby to them being 5. There's no
fuck
pictures
any
in between.
theories about it. Can we talk about baby Vision? Because that's the important fucking part of this.
Baby fucking
Vision.
Dude, he's adorable. It's like, I can't help but feel like we're going to see a baby something in every TV show we get from Marvel and Disney, or like any Disney property now, just because they know it's a hit every fucking time. It's good. It's good for 6-figure impressions and interactions on social media every fucking time. It's a viral event every goddamn time.
Baby Visions.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, Lil Uzi is fucking copping him one of them things. He's going to cop him one. A baby Vision with a stone in his head, bro, they're going to be just walking around twinning. He's going to carry him in his little bag like a dog.
Bro, he's going to get one of those the little fucking the strap things you strap to your chest and carry a baby around in.
He's going to fucking baby Bjorn it. He's going to baby Bjorn that bitch around. Hell yeah. I can totally see it. That man is a quirky guy.
But back in the real world, we open on Hayward asking Monica what she remembers. And we hear the following: pain, and then Wanda's voice in my head. There was this feeling keeping me down, this hopeless feeling, like drowning. It was grief.
Hearing this description was such a gut check, I guess, because we've seen her be a hero since Ultron. Mm-hmm. Like, she didn't even finish her first movie being a bad guy. She didn't even finish it as a bad guy. So for me, hearing it, this is the first time we've heard people talk about it since like Cap and Iron Man, and people were, had this shit. Well, I guess maybe not Iron Man, but back then when she was against the Avengers, we haven't seen it be used and like talked about in this light since. She's been strictly thought of as a good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
100%.
For me, this was like, ooh, man, it hits hard. And then there's another scene later where we get something similar, and it's like, God. Man.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I liked that through this they showed a flashback to Maria Rambeau, her mom, the best friend to Captain Marvel. I actually watched Captain Marvel with Emily last night, and it was interesting that the first line in WandaVision that Geraldine has Monica Rambeau's character is those pants are peachy keen. She's complimenting someone else's sense of style, and the last thing Captain Marvel says to her before she dips and goes off to. She compliments her on her sense of style. She's the only one with a sense of style around here. So,
do you think they had this show in the works, like from that point?
Maybe not hardcore or anything. I think they
that's
probably
a long time ago.
Outline of
not
it,
to the point where they would have been thinking about the line, "Those pants are peachy keen."
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
It's going to be a sitcom jumping from decade to decade.
Joseph, I just think here's the thing I think with Disney and especially Marvel and Star Wars, I guarantee you they have at least 30 dudes that literally when they're working on shows that go back and rewatch every piece of Marvel and read every piece of Marvel fucking anything and then just find ways they can sprinkle shit in. I guarantee you there's at least 20 people that have that job.
Find ways to sprinkle shit in that'll be useful to the story, and find ways to sprinkle shit in just to throw the viewers off.
True. Yeah, no, there's gotta be that position 100% exists. I refuse to believe it doesn't.
But here Jimmy Woo and Darcy come in and they start talking to Monica, and Jimmy introduces Darcy, and as Monica's about to introduce herself, Darcy tells her that she is a quote big fan. Of what? What's Monica been up to that Darcy's even aware of? Just interesting. But
sorry, I didn't mean to jump, but you know that Monica said something about an aerospace engineer. I mean, that is kind of intersecting in Darcy's world a little bit. Maybe that connection, there's a mutual respect type thing. I don't know. Like I said, we don't really know what she's been up to, but I feel like if that has
One
been
thing-
where Monica's path has crossed into that kind of realm, I mean, it's not out of the possibility to think.
Whenever the 4 scientists were coming in to, outside of the Hex, was there an aerospace engineer in that truck?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. See, there's a lot of different things. I've heard someone
We'll
say
get to
something
it.
about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll just hold.
We'll get to it. We got it coming up here in a little bit. We got the scene by scene format. We'll for sure be getting to that. But a person walks up with Monica's brain scans, and they said they'll need to take them again. That they came back completely blank, and this tells me 100% Monica's a fucking superhero.
Do we call her Photon now, or do we still call her Monica?
We're gonna call her Monica until she's confirmed Photon, but she's
dude,
she's Photon.
She literally said the word Photon in the episode.
Man,
It was also a mom's
putting
name.
I mean, they're putting it out on a platter for us. Literally,
I mean, she's Photon.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to call her Photon. You guys keep calling her Monica if you want.
I love it. I love the energy, Joe. Do it. Thanks. But we cut back to a briefing, and Hayward and Jimmy address the rest of the Sword agents. And Hayward says they have a clear picture of this crisis, that previously Wanda was thought to be a victim, but now they know she is the principal victimizer. And Jimmy gives a brief bio of Wanda, saying that she was born to her parents in 1989. They were killed. And then Hayward takes over and is like, and then they were radicalized and volunteered for Hydra. And Jimmy is like, well, that's a vast oversimplification of events, but essentially, yeah. And and Hayward asks if Wanda has an alias. A funny nickname.
Weird. This was weird.
I love this. A funny nickname. And Jimmy says that she doesn't. And this tells me that Wanda will definitely earn the name Scarlet Witch in this show.
Oh,
I would have loved it to be the victimizer. I think that's an epic
especially since we know that we saw in the trailer, right, that she had her like traditional comic like shit on, and could have been Halloween or whatever, like, but still.
I think she's gonna get the name Scarlet Witch.
Kind of cool. See, and that's what I guess I never thought of. I never noticed that she's never referred to as that. Like,
well,
even
it's
so funny because I don't call her Wanda or like I don't say Maximoff when I talk about. I'll say Scarlet Witch.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my, I mean,
comic book knowledge.
I'm not in the universe, but still. Also, Hayward is still giving off such awful vibes to me. And here's this is one of my theories. It's deep, but like Hayward is by far that's my deep sleeper pick for Mephisto. Like real deep.
I don't even think it's that deep sleeper of a pick. That's just a straight out there pick.
But if not Mephisto, he has the most corrupt and like Robert Redford Winter Soldier vibes for me. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I agree. And the fact that he was able to take over during a time where everyone else was gone.
Yeah. He comes into power when like half the universe goes away. That's a gift. And oh man, he just gives me the worst vibes. And then like later in the episode you will get there. But damn.
But Jimmy goes over to Darcy to talk about Hayward a little bit here, and he's like, I don't like to speak ill of people. And Darcy's like, well then allow me. Hayward's a fucking dick. And we cut in the middle of the first word, in the middle of dick, we cut to Hayward saying terrorist. So maybe there's a little nod there, like Hayward's a terrorist.
This gave me huge vibes from the Vine, where it's like one thing worse than a pedophile.
Oh yeah,
a child. Or wait, I don't remember. That's I booted the line.
There's only one thing worse than a rapist.
Yeah,
and then it's the child. And he goes, a child. No, a child rapist.
Yeah.
I mean, also not saying the word dick could just be like it's a family friendly show and they don't want dick.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it could just be that.
Well, it's the old like it's almost like that's falling into like the like sitcom like trope of not saying the cuss word, but leading up to it, so everyone knows what they were gonna say, but then like, oh, we bleeped it out with some other background noise.
But yeah, they went with terrorist, and Monica says that Wanda is not a terrorist, and Hayward's like, you described what you experienced as painful, terrifying, and a violation, and Monica's like, yeah, but I don't
She's like, it was fun though.
But no, she has a good point. She has a good point that she doesn't believe it was an inclination towards destruction, that none of it was a premeditated act of aggression.
Oh, absolutely.
She's absolutely correct.
Yeah. She did say, I mean, like, I feel like if Wanda would have wanted her to die.
Hold on. I want to address Joe before he starts. You're about to go, Wanda's already off the deep end when she started this reality, right?
No.
Oh, I thought that's where you were headed. I saw you shaking your head like, no.
I don't understand how Photon goes into the Hex. She is literally tortured to the point where she can't control her own body. And then she comes out and she's like, you know what? She's a pretty nice gal. I like her.
She doesn't say that.
She doesn't say that. She just says she's not doing this with hatred in her heart or malice. She's doing it because she wants her own perfect world,
essentially,
where she can get what she wants instead of the shitty life that she's had.
Yeah, just trying to tell people like she can be saved. She is not like
Wanda. Stop holding on, as Kyler Ren would say. Stop holding on to her. She's gone. She is gone.
No, You think Wanda's a villain for good now? You think Wanda's a villain for now?
I'm a realist.
Like, for good.
She's gone. She's gone.
No, she's gonna have. Even if she becomes a villain, she's gonna have a redemption arc.
The only reason Photon is there is to bring Wanda back from the deep end, and the reason she's called Photon.
Bullshit, though. Hold on. If fucking Photon brings Scarlet Witch back from the dark side,
that's so unearned. That's so unearned.
Yeah.
There's no relationship there. Why?
Dude,
if anyone's bringing Wanda back from the dark side, it's Vision.
Her name is Photon, and she literally sees the light in everything, and that's what she's seen in Wanda.
Stop.
She's that little glimpse, like Luke saw in Luke saw in Darth Vader. She's that little glimpse of light left, but she's pretty much gone. She's gone. Just accept it.
I think.
All right. Fair, Joseph.
Okay.
Fair, Joseph.
I think you said you think the only person that gets him out is Vision. That's what you said, Miles, or gets her out. I agree. Posing that question, do you think Vision comes? We know, given the next scene, Colton, you want to just read the next scene so I can finish this?
Hayward says, all right, if you don't think this is a premeditated act of aggression, well then, here, let me show you this. And he pulls up some footage of Sword headquarters, which I found it interesting that the, quote, secret location of a sentient weapon was at the sentient weapon headquarters.
Yeah.
Wow. Mind-blowing there, huh? And, and this was where Vision's corpse was being held. And the footage shows Wanda breaking into the lab and not taking the body for herself, but alluding to the fact that she does take the body for herself. And then, Jimmy, they conclude that she resurrected him. And Jimmy's like, that's a violation of 36B of the Sokovia Accords.
Okay.
Nerd!
Huge right here. Like, just the term resurrected. Are they talking about resurrecting in terms of in the sitcom where he's alive, or literally bringing him back to life?
I don't think they know. I don't think they know.
They don't know. They're operating under the assumption that she has full-blown brought this man back to life.
So this is where I do think Vision's breaking through. I think he's gained some, from episode 1 to now, you can't deny that Vision has gained some sort of semblance of his own being in this reality.
100%.
Exactly, the puppeteering.
He has lost, like, Wanda has lost control of him, at least in total, like, in terms of just totality. So do you think Vision? I think Vision comes out of this. He still has his powers in here, though. Because did you notice how?
No. I was gonna say. I don't think she ever truly had control over him. Okay. I love the puppeteering theory. I don't think she was ever truly puppeteering him, because of the fact that you can see even earlier on, she's not really controlling him. He just doesn't know anything from before. So the only thing that he knows is I am married to her.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he said he can't remember anything from before. So is that a dead thing? Or is that a Wanda thing? Is that a Wanda thing?
No, I think that's he can't remember anything from before he died.
Okay. I'm good going either way. I just didn't know what, like, I want to know what the leading thought is.
Wanda won't let him remember.
So that's what makes me wonder, if Vision comes out of this, what does he come out as? Because if his corpse was really at Sword, he was a dead corpse. He was a fucking dead body. So is Wanda why he's alive? Is it being in the hex and the radiation has done something? What does Vision come out as? Is he only alive inside or out? Because that just leads further. That leads to further credence to the fact that she's going to want to expand this. If he's only alive in there, well, let's just make everything that. And simple.
I have a theory based upon the next line.
Bet.
When Jimmy asks how she even did it, bringing him back without the Mind Stone, it tells me that Wanda, if she did bring him back, has fabricated some sort of mind for Vision, and it's going to be easily breakable and fragile. And that Vision's going to fucking lose it, and we're probably looking at a tandem supervillain group here.
Ooh.
I believe that
he's going to have to swing a lot, though, because he is very stoutly against Wanda's shit right now.
Cool idea, but I think we've seen in this episode that he is very clearly done with Wanda's bullshit and not willing to put up with the fuckery.
My theory is that Vision is going to not side with Wanda at some point. He's getting close to that point already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think he's going to want to leave her because she is literally insane. Because she is. You guys don't want to believe it, but she is.
I mean, she is.
No, who amongst us doesn't want to believe it? We see that she's insane. We're saying she's not evil.
Or she's at least not permanently evil as you want to believe.
She's evil.
I don't think she's...
All right, Photon.
Anyways, that's besides my point. I think that something will happen between Vision and Wanda where Wanda ends up killing Vision, and then that's what brings her back. Vision says, I'm going to take the kids. I'm getting out of here. This is not the life they should live. It's all fake. Taking them out. Vision dies. Wanda realizes, holy crap, what have I done? This is the reason why I created this reality. And then she comes back. But it's going to be over the span of a long time.
I'm down with it. I'm okay with that theory. But, she says, Darcy here says that, the world's only vibranium synthezoid is playing Father Knows Best in Suburbia. What happens when he finds out? That indicated to me that things don't go well when he finds out.
Man, I want to love... Dude, Colton, your theory, that's such a good... I love the Vision, just imagining that. Those two back-to-back, just being bad. Vision going bad, Breaking Bad would be so cool to see.
We talked about this. Me and Kyler talked about this on the WandaVision Watch preview during the Legends, was how overpowering a villain Vision would be. And ever since then, it's just been brewing in the back of my mind. God, I wish Vision would just be a villain.
Yeah, but that's already kind of been done with Ultron. It's kind of like, okay.
Yeah, but this is
only Vision's...
Ultron wasn't fucking with Vision, though.
Yeah, Vision's infinitely better than Ultron.
Dude, and here's my thing. Oh my god, that would be nuts. Oh, I want to see it now. I want to see it.
I get it.
But I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I would love it. But back in Westview, Billy and Tommy tend to their puppy in the kitchen sink. And Wanda walks in and they try to hide him, but it doesn't work for long. And the kids slowly wear down their mother into keeping the dog. And Vision enters the room and he greets his family like, hello, wife, hello, Billy, hello, Tommy. And Wanda's like, why so formal today? And he says, well, I was just suspecting a visitor. And immediately Agnes walks in and he goes, with exactly the item we require. And he's really picking this shit up now.
Dude, he has the fucking drip. He has the damn drip.
Not with his hair, though.
His fit is hard. His fit is hard. That shirt.
You don't think his hair is clean? I'm throwing that shit off.
This is why the 90s sucked. Is because people had hair like this.
This is the 80s, Joseph.
Okay, 80s, whatever. This is the only part of the 80s that sucks. Is the hair. This hair in specific. It sucks.
Wow, you are very opinionated on this.
I hate that hair.
Is there a story, did your dad rock this haircut in the 80s and, you just saw pictures of it and despised it? Or, what's the story here?
I don't know. There might be something deeper down, but I just saw this.
Is there a trauma attached to this? Because, son, this hairdo, what did it do to you?
I saw this hairstyle on Vision. I just immediately hated it. I don't know why.
You teared up and everything.
I don't give a fuck about the hair. I'm just saying the drip is immaculate. My man Vision is fucking
immaculate. Man's
call my man
gold chain.
Yes, bro. He is a baby the way he's throwing fits out here. Oh, God.
But Agnes shows up with a doghouse, and Wanda carelessly fabricates a dog collar saying, let's make it official. And Vision's like, yo, what the fuck did you just do in front of Agnes? You can't do that
I think
shit.
this probably really pissed him off because of what happened with the gum in his system shit and the magic show and how like quick she was to cover all that up. He is probably pissed. I think this is just Agnes being a witch. Like, you know how in the comics, like, she typically mentors Wanda. That is sometimes what happens anyway. I mean, I don't know how many different comic runs that's been, messed with, but she does mentor her. So maybe this is like Wanda realizing, oh shit, Agnes is like that too. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. That doesn't necessarily, I'm not saying that's the vibe she gives off, but I just feel like she wouldn't need to hide it in front of Agnes. And I feel like Wanda's starting to know that.
See, that's where things are complicated for me.
Wanda is good.
Okay, I was going to say that's where things get complicated for me, is how Wanda and Agnes would have communicated this to each other, how they are connected. Is it a subconscious thing? Do they both have telepathic powers? Is she just communicating to her through telepathy? Or is it a subconscious thing where like neither of them is fully aware of why they're comfortable with each other? They just are, and they gravitated toward each other, and that was that. I don't know. Like, there's all these different angles, like, especially if Agnes truly is just good. That's where that gets even harder, is because what was her motive?
Okay, I think there's two things. I think whenever we figure out if Agnes is good or bad, I'm going to feel so much more concrete about any of my theories because, well, I guess that kind of goes without saying again, but I mean in the sense like, the initial theory I had, I won't even say theory, but when I found out about Agatha Harkness, it says that she mentors Wanda, and like what happens, Wanda goes crazy and kills her. If Agnes is good, I am 100% taking that and running with it. Wanda's gonna break bad for real and kill this bitch. That's 100% where I'm running if Agnes is good. I think her being bad, though, is infinitely more interesting and what I really want to see, if that makes sense.
I think maybe Wanda is mentoring Agnes because there was a line.
I get too.
Yeah, there's a line that said that Wanda is showing more powers than she has shown before. That was like I think Wu said that, and like it's true. Like she's never created a reality before. Maybe she needed some help from Agnes to unlock her full potential or something like that. I don't know. But
what if her and Agnes are maintaining this thing together? And that's why she was able to talk to her like, you want me to take that again? Like, you want me to hold the babies? You didn't want him to do that. You cool if we take that again? I'm glad to do it again.
Man, I don't know. I just think that's tough. Man, there's so many characters that need so much played out. That's like this is how I felt at Mando, honestly. Like to a degree. Like the point where it was like there was still so much to be fledged out and we have so much more characters now. Like that expansion of the expansion and stuff, and now suddenly bam. Like now we have so much room to play with, and it's like, whoa. This
Absolutely.
is weird. And
this next line here was extremely
10,
important to me because
we get 10 in this season, right? Or 9.
Sorry, you cut out for a while. I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Do we get 10 of these or 9 of these?
9.
I can't remember what. 9? Okay. Man, so what? That was 5, right? So we got 4 left?
Mm-hmm.
Man, they got a whole extra episode to play with. That just tells me that we're getting a lot of shit in these 4.
Question, did Wanda take the dog into the Hex, or did she create the dog?
I think, dude, I feel like you're going to drive...
We're gonna
drive yourself nuts thinking about that shit, Joseph, because I don't know if there's a concrete answer for every.
If she took a dog from a family into the Hex, she is truly evil.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And then she killed it in like less than a day. God damn.
I think Agatha killed the dog and used it for a potion.
Maybe.
And all.
Okay. We've talked about Agnes aging the kids up, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that. did potentially, if you're saying Agnes killed the dog, which I don't know, but if that could be a thing that happened, do you think maybe that's because she knew the kids would want to age up after that? And what is her ploy with getting the kids to age up so fast?
Ooh, we'll get there when the dog dies.
All for Mephisto.
I'm wondering. This is great.
Up on this thought. Let's pick back up on that thought because I dig it. Okay, but this next line here was really important to me when Vision confronts Wanda. This is what tells me that Wanda definitely had control of him at one point and no longer does. He says, "We're usually so much of the same mind. What aren't you telling me?" And I think, I'm usually being so much of the same mind.
That was one of the lines I had wrote down. That shit hit hard. And I feel like if that didn't rock Wanda a little bit, I don't know what Vision could say, because like to me that was just like, man.
That should tear down her facade a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. That should cut a little deep. Like, man, because especially think about all, like, just their history as, like, a couple and stuff. Like, all I feel is you, blah, blah, blah. You know, their moment. Where were they at the beginning of Infinity War?
Copenhagen.
Yeah, in Copenhagen, like, all the stuff they talk about and all of that. Like, man, that would have to fucking hurt. Like, I don't know how that doesn't just shake you enough to, like, snap her out of it for a second. I would have liked to, like, oh, man, I don't know. But, yeah, that's crazy.
Wanda turns to her kids there, and she's like, well, we decided that you guys can't properly take care of an animal until you are... And then Vision whispers 10. She says 10 to the children, and then they're like, all right, then. Let's age up to 10. And and they just go ahead and do it. They say no, 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 and Agnes, again, does not give a fuck. She's like, hopefully the dog stays the same size.
I just want to know because now the other thing to think about is they said 10 and the kids went right to 10. I mean, obviously Agnes is there, so the Agnes theory is still solid, at least somewhat. But like, what if the kids just are in power of this? They get to age up. What the fuck does that mean? Like, holy shit.
All right, I'm just going to run with it now. If Agnes has bad intentions, I think those intentions could be to get Wiccan and Speed to progress their powers as much as they can, and then take them for herself, maybe? Take them out of the reality?
I agree. Especially if there's like ties to Mephisto, like if Wanda maybe doesn't have the ties, but maybe Agnes does, she wants those to be like the little minions for Mephisto, like something along those lines.
Not minions. She wants him to be his hands, like in the actual...
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is like... I want Mephisto so bad, though. That's all I know. I don't care how. I don't care who or where. I just want it. I want it.
I do too.
And when I think about it, he seems like such a perfect villain for this show, like for a TV show especially. Like we talked about how we were so
100%.
glad that like a character like Moff Gideon got a TV show, because like he just wouldn't have gotten justice on a movie. Like he would have been an afterthought in a movie, but like in the show, he gets to really let it all hang out. You know, I feel like Mephisto is going to be he's going to be like that in that way if we would get him. I want him so bad. Oh,
I agree. I like that a lot. But back in the real world, Monica lists off what she'll need to get in the reality again. She says a 10,000-pound fallout shelter comprised of lead for photons, cadmium for neutrons, tantalum for seismic blasts on wheels. And Darcy tells her this would work theoretically. And then Jimmy comes in wondering what he's missed. And Darcy's informed him that the twins have aged up to 10. And he's like, oh, Christmas. By dinner time, they'll be empty nesters. And I was like, I love Jimmy Woo.
Speaking of Jimmy Woo, did you guys see the stuff about confirming that X-Files, the dude who tweeted about it went and made a pitch to Marvel?
He's going, yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. Good for that guy. Good for us. Good for everyone involved.
100%.
Wins big dubs all across the board.
100%. And Darcy's like, yo, we'll need an aerospace engineer. And you know, Monica's on it. She pulls out that thing. She starts hitting somebody up. Who's she hitting up? Who do you think? Who we got?
I have no idea. I literally couldn't think.
My question is,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yes, okay, this is what I was going to tell you. I saw this theory that I can't remember the name, but
Leopold Fitz.
yeah, yep. I saw that one. I see. My thing is what is Darcy like? Why is Darcy there, and why wouldn't she have thought to at least reach out to Eric Selvig at this point? What's up with him? I feel like he could be of assistance in some way, shape, or form, at least somehow.
Maybe
I feel like
this is occurring
isn't he
concurrently
insane?
with
Well, no,
Thor,
he
Love
came
and
out of
Thunder.
that. He came out of that.
He did?
Yeah, because remember in Thor: Dark World? Well, no, you probably don't, but which is fine. But
No, I remembered. I just couldn't remember if
he
he was still
but
insane
then
or not.
it was in that right. He comes out of there in that movie, right? And then he goes and helps him with all the Dark World shit, right?
Maybe this is occurring concurrently with Thor, Love and Thunder, and that's why she's not getting Jane or Eric involved.
Okay. See, I don't know who. I mean, obviously, if it was like Monica wouldn't reference Selvig or something, and Darcy not have already thought about it, or would have been the one to reference it. So, like, I really don't know who. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one is interesting because especially if Monica was working with Sword prior, like it would make sense that those paths would have crossed. You know what I mean?
100%.
Definitely makes sense.
And he's one of the most beloved characters
know.
from that show.
There's also the
It just
potential
adds up.
that they're going for broke here. There's the potential, and I'm not going to say I believe it, but there is a small chance that they're just going for broke and going straight Reed Richards or something. But I don't want to buy that. But Fantastic Four is the first confirmed, we talked about this last week, it's the first confirmed Fox property movie we're getting. If it's just a simple one episode pop in or reference even, to me, that just builds the world a little bit. It prepares us. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with giving it that.
I don't think so either, and I think that might be what we're headed towards.
I don't want to see him, though. I don't want him to actually appear necessarily, because then you cast him, and then it's like, well, that's fucking ruined. But
yeah,
unless you cast somebody really cool like John Krasinski, then I'm all fucking for it. Give me that motherfucker tomorrow. But, you know, one of my friends said Victor Von Doom, but he is so important. You can't do that yet. You can't give him away now and not have Fantastic Four anywhere close yet. Like, you can't do that. So I don't want to. It was interesting, but I think if it's going that way, we get Reed Richards.
I like that. I like that
Right?
a lot, actually. And I think
I don't know. I think I'd be
there was
down
also
for
the
like
possibility
a
brewing
Dr.
in my
Doom,
mind that she was hitting
like
up Captain Marvel.
Like a one episode pop in from Doctor Doom. I'd be down for that.
No, I would fucking love it. I don't want to even begin to get my hopes there because I don't think.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
And I just think they wouldn't do Doom before they showed anyone from Fantastic Four, given how synonymous those arcs are. Like they both.
See, that's why I was thinking they would do it is to just spoil like, oh yeah, it's coming. Be fucking ready. Because I think you spoil like an outside S character.
Okay.
And do Doctor Doom instead of doing the head of the Fantastic Four.
Okay. Okay, so do you want to hear some shit that's going to make you guys freak the fuck out?
Yeah.
Sure.
I have no reason to know if this is true, and it's like this is just simply a fan cast like dream. But my friend, when he told me about that, he was hoping it'd be Victor Von Doom. He said that it like the way he imagines it is it's Giancarlo Esposito, and he said he just comes onto the fucking screen and it's Doctor Doom.
I love it.
No, that's the best possible position for Giancarlo Esposito in the MCU.
Damn, man. Getting
I love
Giancarlo Esposito as Doctor Doom would be
a nut.
chef's kiss.
Epic.
He's done it all. He could retire with such an impressive fucking catalog of just being
If he did that, he would have gone from someone who I don't think I've ever seen before to possibly one of my favorite actors of all time
dude,
in the span of 2 years.
Breaking Bad was the start for me. When I saw him in Breaking Bad, dude, it is like, if you haven't seen him in that show, oh man.
He's that dude.
That's a good ass show, and he murders it. Absolutely murders it. And his arc is super good in that show, but whatever. Not the same show. Keys and noise.
Let's hop back into WandaVision. Darcy says that she can't guarantee that the Hex won't mind wipe Monica if she chooses to re-enter, dubbing the reality the Hex here, which is badass. And Jimmy asks if they've identified the kids, this age or newborns, and Monica tells him that those kids are hers. Everything in there may look fake, but it's real. And Jimmy suggests, like, well, no, Wanda can create hallucinations. That's her bag. And, Monica's like, well, she could have taken out Thanos on her own if he hadn't initiated a blitz.
I love that they are aware of this. Like, people know this because, like,
I do too. That's what was so interesting to me is that, like, this is public knowledge because he retorts with Captain Marvel.
Dude, do you know how cool it would be to read, like, go to a library and pick up a book and it's like, I don't know, like, whatever they want to call it, the Battle of Blank. I don't fucking know. The Battle for Earth, Mankind. I don't know. The Purple Fuck. I don't know. Whatever the fuck you want to call it.
The Infinity War.
Imagine being able to go to a fucking library and check out a book and read about everything that happened. That would be sick.
But there's a thing here. Wanda was going to obliterate Thanos. She was playing with him in the air, just taking a piece of armor off one by one, kind of torturing him. Captain Marvel, all she really did was hold his hand open, And
Joseph,
then Thanos got out
you shit on Captain Marvel, okay? We're gonna
No, but like, how do they know? Because, like, Captain Marvel, she destroyed that ship, whatever you want to call it. But her fight with Thanos wasn't that strong. Like, she didn't really do much.
She beat that dude's ass for a second.
Oh, I disagree. And I think one of the most impressive things she did was take a fucking punch to the dome and not fucking move. That shook the shit out of Thanos. He straight up fucking hit this bitch with a jab right between the eyes, and she said, and he went.
But what did she do?
Yeah, but then he followed up with saying, all right, bet, and then followed her.
He had to use a fucking Infinity Stone. He had to use an Infinity Stone.
He still did it, though.
But, like, Wanda was going to kill that dude. Captain Marvel was more on, like, the defensive side, almost.
She was had to be. He was getting ready to go here. He wasn't when Wanda had him.
No. But why are they all saying, like, well, she almost defeated him. Like, I don't know.
Well, no, he didn't say that she almost defeated him. He says that you could argue Captain Marvel came close, and like as a close second to Wanda.
How do they even know this stuff?
I don't know.
Like, does someone from the Avengers just like sit down? Someone just sits down and like, all right. This is what I did.
They watch the movies. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's true. Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying. In this universe, I like to imagine they get to... Yeah, there are documentaries. We know that much, I guess.
Yeah, no, the documentaries are just the movies that we're watching.
Bro, imagine how boring the reenactments of it are. They probably look like shit. Those poor people.
Imagine how funny that is, though. Imagine the Thanos.
I do like here that Jimmy argues that Captain Marvel came close to taking out Thanos, and then Monica is visibly shaken by the mention of Captain Marvel's name. So that immediately deleted my theory that she was calling Captain Marvel for help a second ago. And then I also want to know, is it just because she's sad to be reminded of her mom?
I think, or do you think there's a little bit of pissed off, like, what the fuck, Captain Marvel, how come you didn't save my mom type shit, maybe? Like, I know that seems kind of, like, very, like,
I think there's
petty,
some haste there.
But, like, but I think maybe. I don't.
I like it. I think there's some anger. I think there is a little bit of anger there, but I also think that in Captain Marvel 2, we might get some more of Maria and Carol's relationship and see how that progressed and stuff to see if there was, like, a deeper seated beef.
Like a falling out or some shit. Okay.
Yeah, potentially.
I like that.
But, Darcy suggests... Oh, wait, never mind. I've already read that. Let me scroll down a little bit for you, all right? And Darcy draws the comparison between Captain Marvel and Wanda, that they both got their powers from Infinity Stones. And I never thought about it, but it is interesting that arguably the three most powerful people in the Marvel Universe, Wanda, Captain Marvel, and Vision, and then you could argue Doctor Strange, all get their power from Infinity Stones, which I just thought was interesting. And that there are 4 different Infinity Stones.
And then there's just Thor, who's just in general a fucking badass, just like without
does he come close to them? Like, does he really come close to them? Like, I feel Wanda could just literally rip him to shreds if she wanted to.
No, I agree with that.
Here's the
I don't think
thing.
it comes close.
I think Vision. Wait, who are you talking about?
Thor.
Oh, yeah.
I think Wanda wins every 1v1. I think she wins
I do
every
too.
single.
I
She
think
literally
yeah.
changed
Yeah. Oh, I
reality.
agree. I don't
Behind
think
him and
you
just-
can. What have we seen to fucking doubt it? Look at what she did in Ultron. She was hardly even had her powers honed in or anything, and she was fucking with Hulk.
True.
Bruh.
True.
I mean, that's
But
a pretty
Monica
cool fucking
quickly
thing.
moves on. But Monica moves on from the mention of Captain Marvel, and she's like, "So you said something about the conclusions. You said something about the props set and wardrobe, Darcy." And Darcy's like, "Yeah, the wardrobe." And they go to the lab. They find Monica's outfit from the Hex, and they're like, "Yo, are we seeing some shit? Like, are we being manipulated to see this shit?" And she's like, "No, it's 100% real." She steps back, shoots the shit 4 times. It's bulletproof. Jimmy walks up and he's like, "Yo, you were wearing a bulletproof
moment
vest when
here.
you walked in." Do you hear me?
This moment, yeah, no, sorry. You cut out, so I didn't know if it was good for me to jump in yet or not, and it wasn't. So now, if you're done talking, I'll go.
I am. You're good.
I just didn't know the first time. So when like Monica got out on that like the wardrobe stuff, and then she just took off for the lab, and like that music was playing, I got major Velma vibes. And bro, Velma makes me think of Linda Candellini, and I'll just take any moment I can to fucking say that she is a smoke show. And God, I am in love with that woman. That's just what in Colton, I'm pretty sure you know that's what I was talking about earlier now. Because
Yes,
my
it was.
God, that
100%.
woman is fine as wine. Every role attracted to her. Doesn't matter. Freaks and Geeks, yep. Fucking Hawkeye's wife. I mean, she's married to Hawkeye. I need to save her ass from that. So like, yup. Fucking, no, Scooby Doo. Yup. Definitely.
Dead to Me.
Absolutely.
Yup. Bloodline. Yup.
She is.
Orange is her color.
You know, Monica says that Wanda isn't manipulating perception, but manipulating reality itself. And Monica questions out loud, what happens if we send something in that doesn't require any change? Some 80s tech to send into the reality. And I was like, all right, this is a good idea. And then back in WandaVision, Norm is amazed by the wonders of a computer. And he lists off all the things it can do. And he goes, well, what else can it do? Will it find me a wife? And Vision's like, eventually, yeah. Which
I like that.
Weirdly important line, actually. For his knowledge of computers to extend to like the present day, considering he can't remember anything, I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like, where does the okay.
Where's the
Vision?
line drawn?
Yeah, exactly. No, I love that. But one thing I love that Vision is like the head at his office. Like he is the like big man on campus in his office. Well, and so yeah, no. Here's my thing. So I want to know if, to me, it's cute because it feels to me like it's Wanda giving him that environment because he was always so socially awkward and so like worried about not fitting in that she's like creating this environment for him to be in that he can be the funny like big hit and stuff. Mm-hmm. And like that's just so sweet, but like still kind of fucking demented in a way that she had.
No, that's the thing is that it is like the sentiment itself is sweet, but like. What that tells me is she's trying to lull him to sleep with comfortability to be more susceptible to her mind control. So it's like, it's a little double-edged sword there. You know? But Norm again says that it's amazing watching Vision work with computers. It's like he speaks their language, and he's like, "Hey Norm, you want to surf the internet?" And Norm's like, "Cowabunga, dude." And it shows us the dial-up internet they had back in the 80s, which I thought was funny. And Norm notices that they have some electronic mail. And when he begins reading aloud, so does everyone else in the room. And it's an email regarding Darcy's finds on the Maximoff anomaly. High levels of radiation at the edge of town. Unknown effect on the residents. Proceed with caution. And when the email concludes, Norm and the rest of the office have a laugh, and they ask how Vision should respond. That he's the office funny guy. And I was just like, huh. So, I have a little bit of a theory.
Mm-hmm. Lay it on me.
But it's tough. Because so the messenger mailman guy we saw earlier. You remember him? The one that I said had a weird interaction.
Yes, and he says, didn't he say
later,
your mom will help?
Your mom will keep him
under control.
Yeah. Yep.
I think
seem weird.
No, I thought he was weird the first time we saw him. Remember, I was like, there's something weird about him and Agnes talking here. And it's because I think this man might be able to come and go.
Oh.
Maybe he's the fucking devil.
The mailman is Mephisto. Oh, what?
Yo, that just makes if that happens, that just basically means that if Mephisto has any role with the kids, it basically just takes the whole joke of like the mailman getting your, you ever heard the joke like, like was your mailman like 6'7" or something? Was your mailman like 6'6" or something? Because why are you so tall? Like your mom and dad are like
exactly.
5'5". That just makes this joke even more funny if Mephisto had any hand in making these kids because Wanda basically got knocked up by the fucking mailman. And that's fucking hilarious.
I was curious if in the 60s and 70s pre-internet, the way Wanda got information about what was going on outside was through the mailman. Because when they got email, they were updated through the mail. Through email. So, I don't know. It's just a little bit of a thread I'm grabbing at.
Okay, so then how does that work, though? Because
maybe maintaining a mind control?
Who is this guy and how... Okay. Does that mean that when he leaves there, his eyes glow red? Because we know in the town that doesn't happen, but that doesn't mean they're not under her control. So when he leaves, though, or is he...
Maybe. I don't know.
Man.
But I like to grab it.
We've really been talking about this mailman for a good amount of time. There
was a red outline around him. You notice the red outline around like his body? Like I literally wrote that in my notes. Like he has a full kind of faint but red outline to him. Like no one else.
Yo, I think there's something special about the mailman, guys.
I think the mailman is literally the devil.
His name is Dennis.
Dennis the devil.
Dennis, if you rearrange those letters, it's the devil. We got it.
See, Dan.
Dennis the Menace.
He was in episode 1, and he was in what?
Mm-hmm.
What's Don't Touch That Dial? Is that 2 or 3?
That's 2.
Okay, and then on a very special episode was the one we just watched, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh, so he was there at the very beginning, and now he's... Oh, okay, Colton. I like what you said. Man.
I don't know, just an idea. But whenever Vision hears this email being read aloud, he gets visibly nervous and begins to realize what's happening around him.
I mean,
and he
rightfully
approaches Norm and places his fingers on his temples.
It was kind of eerie as fuck.
Yeah, it releases him of Wanda's mind control.
Yeah.
And Norm gets fucking terrified, agonizing pain. He tells Vision
that was when when Vision touched him, though. Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
So, did you notice when he touched Norm, and also when he touched the computer, it was like the aura around it when he was touching it was yellow.
Yeah, because he was like infusing it with his power.
Yeah, but the stone. What does that mean? That like the stone is yellow. I mean, is there still what? Because when he switches to Vision in the show, he still has the stone in his head. But
and he saw his power, so we're just.
This scene is weird. It can go a bunch of different ways.
I don't know how, man. And seeing Norm freak out like that was also just very off-putting. Just such a he's like, comfortable vibe.
Yo, he goes, she's in my head. None of it is my own. It hurts. Make it stop. Make it stop.
I think that I think that made Vision see it, honestly, because what you just talked about, Colton, is what she was doing in the office. Like, she gave him that environment. You know what I mean? Like that Truman Show kind of type shit. I think Vision, at that moment, I think that could be big in him, like, realizing, like, she's pulling the rug over him, too. Or trying to, or wants to, at least.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
whenever they read out the email, was it a glitch? Was it Sword reading this out loud and somehow with connection to the internet, that's how it got into this world? Because every other glitch, it's been explained. The helicopter was a drone. The beekeeper was, a Sword agent. Like, what explains this?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, all those glitches were explained like multiple episodes later, and so this we might not get an explanation for another couple episodes.
It's true, but like, why to Vision? Haven't all of them always been to Wanda? Like, I don't know. This one just seemed different than the others. Seemed very different.
This seemed like someone was like trying to reach Vision, is what it seemed like to me. But I can't run with that in any way because I don't have any clue as to what that would even mean.
I mean, they did say,
or who would be calling out.
Or maybe it's like Darcy and them, because remember how she said, what's going to happen whenever he figures out what's going on?
Yeah, 100%. But my thing is, like, if that happened with Darcy, they cut back to Darcy enough during this episode that they would have shown that.
Fair.
I don't know, but maybe it leads to some revelation. Who knows?
Maybe. But Vision places his hands back on Norm's temples, and it eases him back into the mind control. And Norm makes a corny ass joke about emails, and Vision is still visibly not okay. And then back at the house, Billy and Tommy. I mean, how could you be if your wife's holding everybody in the town under mind control? It can't be a good find. I can't imagine. But back at the house, Billy and Tommy are doing tricks with the dog, and Wanda watches on, and they ask where Viz is at, and she tells them at work. And they get a little confused because this morning was Saturday, and that tells me Wanda manipulated the timeline, made it Monday in their reality, and it just doesn't work on her kids.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. Things are starting to break open, and Wanda is not liking it. She's not liking where things are going because she's not in control.
Exactly. And then whenever she can't convince them if that's the case, she's like, something came up and he had to go in, and he needed a distraction. And the kids take this personally. They're like, a distraction from us? And Wanda, she has to comfort them. She says that family is forever. And they ask her if she has a brother. And she says, yes, but he's far away. And sometimes that makes me sad. So, we're talking interdimensionally far away, right?
But how does she know that?
I don't know.
How does... I guess if you know any knowledge of a multiverse, you know that there's infinite brothers and sisters that you have. There's infinite mothers. I don't know.
Well, see, I don't think she was speaking of interdimensionally far away. I think she was speaking of just trying to, like, dead, but she didn't want to say that he was dead.
That's true.
Because I don't think the later on in the episode part, I don't think she did that on purpose.
I don't think she did either.
She wasn't ready.
Yeah.
She was surprised. I mean, she said it herself. I didn't do that. And he goes, you don't. She goes, you don't believe me.
She might have done it.
Of course I don't believe you.
I'll talk to it whenever we get there, because that's kind of a big part.
That's important too. All right, we'll get to it. But, they ask if she had a brother. She says yes, but he's far away. And then something scares Sparky at the door, and they all go running towards it. And back outside, we see a view from an 80s Stark drone that has been flown into the reality by Monica, and Wanda spots it. And as they watch on, Hayward, Monica, Darcy, and Jimmy, Darcy concludes that Wanda decides what makes it in and out of the show. That's what explains the jump cuts, et cetera, the reason the drone isn't being shown on the TV. And Monica speaks to Wanda, telling her that she just wants to talk. And then they see Wanda eye the drone, and her eyes turn red. And Hayward says, quote, "No joy." And Monica loses control of the drone.
As in, no soul. She gone.
I feel like that's a bit of a jump.
Who is Hayward, though? Hayward is a fucking scumbag. And of course she's going to respond to him wanting to shoot the shit out of her with fucking anger and aggression.
Children.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Hayward is the definition of a fucking Fed.
Yeah, there's no feel in that scenario at all. He's going to fly a drone in with her and her fucking children right there, and he's going to try to shoot her. You're not going to get shit.
You're going to expect her to
shoot. You're not going to get shit, bro.
Do you think that Wanda heard Hayward's voice saying, "No, Joy, take the shot"?
She can just tell. I'm sure she knew.
She can probably see the fucking missiles on it.
Yeah.
It's a drone. It's not like these missiles are hidden.
I think Wanda saw something she didn't want. And that's why she got very angry.
Yeah,
and
the missiles pointed at her children.
I don't know. I don't know. She's gone.
I mean, I would agree she's insane, but pointing weapons at her children isn't going to help out the situation.
But they point the missiles at Wanda. Hayward says, "Take the shot," and then they lose the signal. Monica freaks out. She's like, "Yo, what did you do? You just fucked all of us, potentially." Like, that's how I took the "what did you do?" Mm-hmm. It wasn't like well, why'd you shoot her? It was like, holy fuck, if you actually shot her, we're done for.
Yeah. You just shot a missile thinking you're going to do something at something that literally has created a new dimension inside of our own. Who do you think you are?
Yeah. But, an alarm sounds and there's been a breach of the gate, and reinforcements line the walls of the reality, and they all aim their guns towards one spot, and from that spot we see a silhouette and then a crackling television static as Wanda breaks through, and just beautiful, gorgeous Avengers outfit, and her accent comes back, which I loved. It's like another little nod to the fact that she's kind of gotten rid of everything that's Sokovian about her.
Mm-hmm.
The way she wanted to name.
I love that she comes out with the accent, though. Did you notice that?
I do too. That's what I was talking about. Like that's the real her, but like what she's trying to create.
Man, and the fact that she hasn't changed, obviously on the inside she wears different clothes, but I mean, like, damn, like she's really carrying all that baggage still with that outfit. Like, so there cannot be any good memories attached to that jacket anymore.
Well, it might be she might have purposely turned back into that outfit.
True, fair. I guess she can do whatever the fuck she wants. So,
since Monica's
it is an intimidating fit
whenever she left. So,
jeez.
True, but I think it's interesting that she comes out with her accent. She doesn't have it when she's inside. She's mentioned how she wanted the name to be Tommy, a nice all-American name. She brings back Evan Peters' version of Quicksilver, the American version of Pietro, without an accent.
Ooh.
And his name in the X-Men movies is Peter Maximoff. It's not Pietro.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to think that was probably a way for them to kind of shoe in Evan Peters, maybe. But, you never know. But she walks out with that drone in hand. She tosses it at the feet of the soldiers and Hayward, and she asks, "Is this yours?" And Hayward tries to justify it, says that she can hardly blame them, and Wanda retorts, "Oh, I think I can. This will be your only warning. Stay out of my home. You don't bother me, I won't bother you."
Dude, those lines when she was talking about home and shit, it just like hit me so hard because it all rushed back to me. Like, she's really never had a home, and every time she gets close to feeling like she finally has one, it's just wiped away. Vision's arguably the closest thing when they were in Copenhagen. That's arguably the closest she felt to being at home was with him, and that wasn't even at a place. That was just being with him, and he's
100%.
Gone. She was in Sokovia, bombed. She didn't like it at Avengers Tower and wanted to leave, and she fucking escaped with Hawkeye. I mean, like, she hasn't had anything. Like, God, this poor girl, it's hard to blame her for any of this. And Hayward is a bitch. Or Haywood, or
100%.
Whatever the fuck his
100%.
name is.
But yeah, Wanda says, "You don't bother me, I won't bother you." And Hayward's like, you and I both know it can't be like that. You have an entire town hostage. And from that perspective, you get it. You get his little...
I do.
Urgency.
But like, he doesn't do this the right way. Like, there's no feel,
No,
no
no
touch
doubt.
whatsoever. You're not messing with a dude with a bomb strapped to his chest. You're messing with a superhero fucking individual who could lose her shit at any given moment. You're talking about someone that could wipe out the fucking world. Like,
Yeah.
Also, yes, yeah, a superhero who's
some touch, perhaps some
mentally
touch,
unstable.
feel, and delicacy with this would be appreciated by literally anyone else in the fucking world.
I think Hayward has the right intentions, but he just executed it.
I
very poorly.
no, I understand. He's seeing it as
Yeah.
people are held hostage, but I mean, like, and
He
that
should not have
like,
done
yeah, but like, it's the fucking trolley debate. Do you fucking like, those people aren't dying in there. They're in pain, yes, but if you piss her off, she will kill everyone on the planet. Like, that's the potential. The potential.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she would actually do it, but like, if she snaps, she could. So I mean,
Hayward's
like,
very rash. He's very rash about his
being
decision.
a little sensitive with it would maybe do some good. But hey, he didn't say it that way.
He's just very rash with his decisions, and
oh yeah,
she retorts to the entire town being held hostage with I'm not the one with all the guns, and I thought that was funny because she knows how powerful she is.
Yeah.
And
He's definitely the one with the guns.
yeah, and Monica steps forward and is like, but you are the one in control. And Wanda catches sight of her and is like, oh, this bitch again. And Monica makes her case that she didn't know the drones were armed. She says that she, a telepath, let a sword agent into her home and then let her deliver her babies. On some level, Wanda knows she's an ally. And I think that's important too, that like obviously on some level, Wanda does have a little bit of autonomy that's not irrational,
right.
Like there's something about her that's still there, and Wanda asks what Monica could possibly. Go ahead.
I think Monica sees that kind of as a cry for help. Like, the fact that she got let in shows that Wanda wants to be good. Like, she's not trying to hurt people she doesn't want to.
Exactly, I agree with you there. And Wanda asks Monica what she could possibly offer her, and Monica's like, "Well, what do you want?" And Wanda explains, "I have what I want, and no one will ever take it from me again." And after that, she turns the guns on Hayward, and now they're all aiming at him, and he's like,
Dude,
no.
I love,
and Wanda goes up to her reality.
I love that as soon as she crossed over, they all went back to normal. So it's like, she knew that was going to happen, but I love that she just wanted to just be like, hey, Hayward, yeah, suck on this. I could kill you. I could kill you in any way I want. Like,
also, not to say part of me was hoping that one of them would just take the shot, but part of me was hoping one of them would just take the shot.
All of a sudden, Mephisto, just 60 feet tall, shoots out of his body once he gets shot.
Dude, I don't know. That line, and no one will ever take it from me again? Like, is she referring to Thanos taking Vision away from her?
She explicitly says to Thanos, "You took everything from me."
I know. Or is she blaming the Avengers as well? Because if they didn't come into her life, she wouldn't have had to worry about anything.
Yeah, if she wouldn't have had Vision. She wouldn't have had Vision, though, either.
True.
Wouldn't have had Vision, and she'd have still been stuck in Sokovia with Strucker and Hydra.
Yeah,
or Ultron.
She's 100% talking about Thanos.
But the Avengers kind of took
there's
away.
Probably
maybe I could see it in a sense of the government. Joseph, I'll tell you this. I could see that being in the sense of the government and the Sokovia Accords. I can see that. I don't see it being about the Avengers, but I can see it being about any irritability to feds in general. Just, I can see that for sure.
I agree with you. And, after she turns the guns on Hayward, she goes up to her reality, opens it up, walks through, and she turns the outside of it a vibrant red. Now, this is an obvious change. It clearly did something. And moments later, we get a reason why this is a potentiality. I think this is probably meaning she opened it to be an interdimensional gate.
I am 100% here for it. Do you think that's just a rage, like just a pure, like from an anger thing, like that was not intentional? Or do you think, well, we know when the doorbell rang, she said she didn't do it. Like, that wasn't her. So
I think whatever she did here, it was just out of anger, and it did accidentally do something.
okay, that's what I didn't know if you guys thought maybe she had like intentionally opened a portal or if it was just purely accidental.
Yeah, I would agree with Colton.
I think it's just an accident.
I agree.
And right after that, we get probably my favorite commercial they've shown yet.
Oh yeah.
The Lagos commercial, which is where she famously exploded a bomb and killed a bunch of
When
Wakandans.
you make a mess you didn't mean to. Oh my
When you
god.
make a mess. And I loved that the first liquid there was spilt red. So it's blood. It's like blood. And then the beer spilling was supposed to be Germany. You know, like.
So help me out here. Do you did you notice in that commercial says, even your husband can help or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What, like, do you think that's alluding to anything in specifics or what? I mean, I know Vision, but like, what is like a specific occurrence? Because like I didn't come to something there. I thought of Vision, but I couldn't figure out if it was like.
I thought of Vision too, and I can't, because I don't think Vision's going to join her side, but it could indicate that he's going to help clean up the mess that Wanda didn't mean to make.
By killing her, maybe. I don't know. How else are you going to stop her?
That's fair.
Really?
Who is he going to fall in love with after he kills her, Joseph?
The kids. Because that's all. Dude, seriously. Like,
Good Lord.
What do you mean? Like, those are his kids, as of what he thinks, you know? I don't know.
But
I'm just throwing stuff out there. I have no legitimacy behind it. Just saying, I would love to see Vision.
You can't say that. You struck gold last week. You can't fucking say that now. Now everybody's gonna think it was a total accident.
No,
you gotta make these people fucking know you really like that.
He's used up all his big brain juice for a couple weeks. He's got to rebuild his storages.
Within a couple movies, maybe within the Doctor Strange movie, Wanda or Vision is dying. I just don't believe that.
Hey, technically you're not wrong. A couple movies ago, Vision died. Wow. This man.
I really think one of them are going to die. In Vision's case, maybe again.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, shit.
What if this time it's Vision who's forced to kill Wanda, like Wanda was forced to kill Vision?
See, but man, that would suck. Okay.
Yep.
That would hurt.
Said it, it's going to happen. Because it's very poetic.
But back in the show, the boys are looking for their dog Sparky, and they run into the mailman/messenger, and he tells them not to worry. Yeah. He tells them not to worry, that their mom wouldn't let the dog get far, and then he looks to Wanda with a knowing glance and says, "Ma'am." Like, hi. I know you know me. But Wanda has no idea where the dog could have gone. Like, she seems to have no idea. And they arrive at Agnes's house. She rises from a bush, having Sparky wrapped up in her arms. And she says she didn't find him until it was too late.
Oh.
Sad.
What a weak excuse, though. She really used that dog for emotion and said the dog ate too many leaves.
Okay. Do you want to hear a theory about this?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find what this bush is. But so apparently, in the comic run with Vision and where Vision has Sparky the dog, apparently Sparky eats some leaves off of a bush. Oh, hang on, you're gonna have to give me a second. I gotta find it. I'm sorry, I didn't have it in my notes. I saw it literally right before we.
Sparky eats a bush, becomes sentient, and like the Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah, he becomes the Rick and Morty dog.
Snowball, or whatever his name was.
Oh, and then he joins forces with Cosmo, the dog from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies with the random helmet on his head.
Yes! This is happening.
I dig
Marvel?
it. I like it.
Oh, hang on. Basically, it was something... it's a bush or a plant that when consumed, it alters your sense of time, or it alters time. It like alters time around you. And so the description I read was actually really funny because it said, in this case, time equals death for Sparky. But in the scenario, if all of those I don't know. It's out there, but it's interesting.
Listen.
I can't remember what the bush is called, and it's driving me nuts.
If she has these bushes in her yard, and they can be used to manipulate time, is there a chance she's using these leaves to create a potion
to give
manipulate
to the kids
time, and then aging up the kids with said potion?
Holy shit! Okay, I'm gonna find this bush. I'm gonna find what it's called because I want to know.
Bush is the key to unlocking WandaVision.
Do you want to know what I Googled to try to find it just now? Time warping bush Marvel. That's literally my Google search. If you want to laugh.
Time warping bush. Time warping leaves, maybe?
On the bright side, I came across a man named Forever Bushman. If you've ever heard of that. And
Should I move on in the meantime?
He recounted stories about Kamala Kang, the Punisher Pack, and Diamond Patch to a passing wanderer. Okay, anyway, not relevant. You guys can keep going. I will. Yeah, no, I'll find it.
Just real quick, I just gotta say, I was just also trying to help you, Kyler, and look up for stuff about this, and I was just looking up stuff about Sparky, and like the second thing that I saw is just WandaVision theory: Sparky was trying to die to restore order. Since I mean, like the first thing the dog does is try and eat a fucking outlet.
No, listen though. This is another symbol that she's losing complete control of the reality, because otherwise her family would be perfectly happy. That's what she wants. And later she says her kids are a little heartbroken. Like, that's obviously not what she wants. She did not mean for this dog to even appear or die, I don't think.
Nope. I think you're correct.
I think that, she was kind of shook when she realized that dog was dead. Mm-hmm. I did feel like Wanda going out and talking to the people and then coming back in, and then right after that giving a really grown up speech about you can't run from these things. Mm-hmm. That to me tells me she's not gone. I'm not saying she's not going to turn bad, but she is not all the way gone. Not even close.
I got you here. Let me finish this little scene notes here, and then we can keep talking about that.
Sorry,
I'm with you there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I'm with you 100%. But Billy and Tommy agree to age up here, and Wanda tells them to stop, again, in the presence of Agnes. And she says that the urge to run from this feeling is powerful, but they have to work through it. And they say, "You can fix anything, Mom. Fix the dead." And then here, again, this is where I'm like, what the fuck does Agnes have to do with this? She goes, "You can do that?" So I think she knows Wanda has abilities. I just don't think she knew her abilities extended as far as potentially resurrecting people.
Okay, I found it. I found the bush if we're ready for that. Sorry, not to jump right into when you were about to say something important, but I'll give it to you. So it could potentially be, it's called a Wundagore Everbloom, a mystical plant that gives you weird time perception powers if you eat them. In this case, the leaves Sparky 8 gave him the power of not being alive anymore. But a little stretchy, but the potential to do stuff with those leaves it's interesting to say the least.
Wow.
Gave him the power to not be alive anymore.
Wow.
But Wanda turns around after Agnes asks this, and she completely ignores Agnes and tells the boys that there are rules in life. We can't rush aging because it's convenient. We can't reverse death. No matter how sad it makes us, some things are forever. So
is this confirming Vision is dead?
I don't think she's trying to gaslight her family.
But how do the kids know that she can fix dead? Do they see Vision as dead Vision? He's alive and talking to them?
Okay, so here, again, I may be going hard here, but do you think Agnes has a little more control over just the aging of the kids, and maybe she's planting just little things to say to kind of chip Wanda into madness, maybe? Hey, she's not going to want to hear it from me, but maybe if you guys say something about bringing people back from the dead, and then I kind of go, wait, you can do that? She's going to be like, wait, I can do that? And then,
I don't feigning ignorance.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think Agnes was truly taken away from it. I think she was like, wait a minute. What? I didn't know that you can do this.
I don't
know. I just don't know how the kids would know
and it
that
doesn't
she
seem
can
like
do
she
it.
thinks she I don't know. I don't know. But, they point out that family is forever. That Wanda said that earlier, and they say that Sparky is family. Bring him back, Mom, they say. And then approaching from off screen, we hear Vision say, bring who back? And I liked that. That little Vision saying, bring who back? Like, you talking about me? You talking about me over there? I kind of want to know. But, he walks up and he sees the dead dog and he hugs the boys. But then back at the house, Vision washes his hands and says, it's not often you get a dog and bury it in the same day. And then Wanda drops this line that's very, very wink, wink, nudge, nudge, where she says, life moves very fast out in the suburbs. And I liked that because, who shows up here in a little bit. I thought that was cool. But Vision confronts Wanda, saying he spoke to Norm, unearthing his suppressed personality and free of her oversight. He says that he was in pain, and Wanda tries to laugh it off and asks to watch TV, but Vision cuts her off, saying that she won't let her turn in for the night and change everything over again to start fresh in the morning, which tells me that's what's been fucking with Vision. That's why she's been changing realities, changing the time, is because it warps his perception every time,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, how could everything not be perfect?
I loved when she rolled the credits. When she rolled the credits on him, that shit made me laugh so hard.
It's like a mic drop. Like, almost like, you can shut up now.
Like, well, you can't say shit to me when the show's over, bitch. Can't wait to wake you up in the 2000s tomorrow. We'll see ya.
What I liked, though, is that this was cool because he says, you can't control me the way you do the others. And she goes, can't I? And then she rolls the credits, which means she can't control him. She can control the reality they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, but whenever they got like deeper into the argument and like Wanda was like, I really don't know how any of this started. Like, I don't know. That kind of seemed genuine from Wanda. Like, I don't know how
100%. I'm with you there.
So
I'll get more to my theories here in a second with that.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You guys keep freezing and stuff, so I can't tell if anyone's talking or if I'm just sitting here. My Wi-Fi is fucking terrible. But Wanda says she's going to bed, and Viz won't let her. He says that he has to believe that this was initially a subconscious thing and that she's only recently become aware of it. And she asks again, aware of what? And I think that's important. I think that I even mentioned this in the first episode we recorded, that I think she woke up when she saw the beekeeper.
Oh.
The first time she rewound it. The first time she rewound the tape is the first time I think she really realized what was happening. Because even in the first two episodes, she approaches Vision with the fact that things that are weird are happening, but she doesn't end up talking about it.
Do you think, okay, I just watched the X-Men movies, and this is going to sound weird, but like the God character in that X-Men movies who could like take control of other people's powers or whatever, in the Apocalypse episode, do you think someone is doing that to Wanda? Or Wanda is just, she was so far gone that she didn't realize what she was doing, but then like she kind of took, I don't know. I don't know how the rewind would do that to her, but I don't know.
That's the thing, is that like I got to think that if either it was subconscious initially or someone did manipulate her and then she became aware of the fact that she was somewhere that she wasn't supposed to be whenever she saw the beekeeper. But she had already grown used and happy in this reality, so she was like, I don't want to lose this.
Maybe she altered her own memories, saying she doesn't want to remember anything of the past. And maybe Geraldine bringing up Ultron.
Did you ask if
she
doesn't remember anything?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Ultron was a trigger word that was like, oh my god, like I remember everything all in a second and I don't want to anymore, so goodbye, sort of thing. I don't know.
Potentially. I don't know. I do not know. But, they make their way through the kitchen door, and the credits like come to a screeching halt, and Viz returns to his normal form with the red face and stuff, and he begins to yell about how Norm is a person, he has a family, and that he can't reach them because Wanda won't let him. And she says she doesn't know what he's talking about, and Vision gets pissed. He floats in the air and he yells, "Stop lying to me!" And Wanda follows suit by floating in the air after him. And she says that this is for them, so let her handle it. And Viz asks, "What's outside of Westview?" And she says he doesn't want to know. And he yells again, "You don't get to make that choice for me, Wanda." And she's amazed that Viz would talk to her like this, that he never has before. And Vision goes, "Before what? I don't remember my life outside of here. I don't know who I am."
I really loved that he didn't stop. Like, he kept coming for her, because I was really worried he was gonna, like, when she said, "You've never talked to me like this before," I really was worried he was gonna, like, scale back and kind of, like, let it go. But I was so glad that he kept going, because it's like, dude, yeah, no, please do, because it's freaking me out. Like, this whole scene it felt like it's gonna culminate in something, like, bad happening, And it ultimately doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, god damn, I was like, just keep going at her. She's gonna see, because nobody, it's like Joseph said, if anybody's gonna break through and make her see or do anything, it's gonna be him. I don't buy that Monica Rambeau is gonna come in. Like, I like Monica a lot. I love her character, but she just doesn't have that bond with Wanda. I don't believe that she can make that, like,
me too,
deep enough. You know what I mean? I think that's got to come from Vision.
Question: if Wanda rolled the credits, then how would the people from the outside see, like, what's still happening?
Well, no, because the credits just would roll over as shit was happening in the background or whatever. It just would typically be dead sound, but in this case, it's not.
I don't know. I'm guessing. They make it unclear whether or not this is actually portrayed to the people outside of the reality after the credits are rolled.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, wait, you mean people outside of the reality?
Like, yeah. I think specifically, especially like Sword and stuff. Like, he doesn't know if they can.
Yeah,
see
that's
that
exactly
when
what
they
I'm
watch
talking.
it.
Darcy watching.
Darcy was watching as the person showed up to the door. She saw who it was.
But the credits weren't rolling at that point. The credits weren't rolling anymore at that point.
Yeah, the credits stopped whenever he was like, "All right, cut the shit.
Yeah,
we're having this conversation."
Yeah. I don't know.
I think we were more so wondering if they could see the credits or not.
Yeah, I think they can.
The credits came to like an abrupt halt, that shouldn't have happened. I think it just kept rolling and they saw it. That's how I took it anyway. Okay. But when Vision says that he doesn't know who he is and that he's scared, she says that he is her husband. He's Tommy and Billy's father, and she asks, "Isn't that enough?" And he doesn't answer this. Instead, he looks outside and he goes, "Why are there no other children in Westview?"
Dude, man,
we'd already been thinking about this a little bit.
Yeah. It was,
and this is another thing that tells me Wanda did create this. She is in control, and she did take people, but she thought taking kids was too far.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I don't think she could do it, like take children.
I got to think that's the case too, that she wouldn't want to control kids. Or there is the possibility, given that she can't control her kids, that she just can't control kids. Joseph said this to me off mic, I think.
Mm-hmm. Maybe it would kill, maybe it would well, that's dark to think about, that she would at least have tried it once and then that kid died. Oh god, never mind. We'll just skip that part. I just don't think she can do it.
We can talk about kids dying. That's fun.
Yeah. What's the issue?
That could be a serious possibility.
My thing was maybe because think about how Norm and everybody talks about how bad it hurts and stuff, like the pain and the horrors. Like, could a kid not survive that? But I was like, wait, nope. Then she would have done it once and realized the kid died, and that's just like pretty fucking horrific. So I was like, nope, we'll just not go down that road. But yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't know.
Whenever he asks if there's other children, Wanda just goes, "There are. Just stop it." And she just gaslights the fuck out of him here. She's like, "Do you really think I'm controlling everything? The people walking their dogs, mowing their lawns, getting to dentist appointments on time." And then she kind of gets flustered. She stops going on her rant, and then she puts her hands on her forehead and she goes, "I don't know how any of this started in the first place." Which is probably the most important line through this all, when she kind of breaks
I'm
her
really
facade and
excited.
goes, "I just don't know how this started."
I'm really excited to hear your theory. I want to hear it. I gotta know what you're thinking. I want to know what your theory is for this because I have one. I
think how she doesn't know how it started, or the next part after.
I mean, okay, if
here,
I'll just
finish the breakdown because there's a few. I'll finish the breakdown and a few more notes, and we can dive into it. But Viz kneels down next to her and says, "What you're doing here, it's wrong. It is wrong." And the doorbell rings as Wanda continues to lose her composure, and she promises she didn't do that. And the bell continues to ring, and Viz says that he would like to believe her, but at this point he is ignoring statistics entirely. Which, important line. That tells me that Vision is like gaining like more than just a practical and logistical mind, but like he genuinely is like, I don't believe you. I just don't. Regardless of stats, whether you could be lying to me or not, I just don't believe you.
Jeez.
And she makes her way to the door and opens it. Viz approaches up behind her, and back at Sword, Darcy rushes to a monitor and an alarm sounds. And this tells me that there was another breach.
So, did he come from the outside?
That's what I'm thinking. But like, is it possible
then
that they have...
What does that mean then? Because if we're talking about Portal, right? Wouldn't you think that would just mean it goes straight in?
Well, that's a possibility too. What if like they're alerted as soon as someone even comes into contact with the reality? You know, like what if he emerged from there's been a new person, added into what? Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Huh.
But the camera pans on the back of a silver head of hair and then to the front of his face. And we see Evan Peters as Pietro Maximoff, and Wanda, taken aback, asks Pietro, and then back at Sword, Darcy goes, "She recast Pietro?" And then Wanda and Pietro embrace as Vision watches on. He pulls away and asks, "Who's the popsicle?"
Dude, but like, freaking love it. He's got like the biggest New Jersey or like Boston vibe about him. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, they are in New Jersey.
Oh, well, okay. Then I guess again, 2 + 2 = 4.
Being the different actor, right? A different person, even in the MCU. Is the word recasting meaning like, I don't know, because like, how
like,
would
Darcy just trying to break?
Are you trying? Yeah. Are you saying a fourth wall break here?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say. I mean, like,
does she mean recasting as in like her brother's dead? She thinks that this Quicksilver in the reality isn't the real Quicksilver. Because she doesn't know who that is.
Yeah, I want to know if that, because she said Pietro, so that is therefore meaning that unless we're going to find out next episode that he's like, oh yeah, why'd you call me that though, by the way, because like it's Peter. Like, unless we get something like that, but if he does go by Pietro, what does that mean? Does she have any memory of the first one? Because we know she did when Geraldine mentioned it. Like, that was the trigger. Well, so like then what does this mean then? Is this...
I think, like I said earlier, this is something that she probably did on her own. Found the Americanized version of Pietro. She found Evan Peters. She found that version of Pietro.
Okay.
But I saw a bunch of stuff from the creators talking about how Evan Peters has been wanting to be introduced into the MCU for a long time. They just didn't know how they would be able to do it, and they found an organic way to do it here.
But how?
And I don't know if that means they're just... Exactly. I don't know if that means they're just replacing him, or if they're... But here's the thing, too. Important. I don't think it's simply a recasting of the same Pietro. I don't. It's not... Marvel's better about continuity than that,
Yeah.
I do think it's important that he does not recognize Vision. Pietro, Wanda's Pietro, the one from this reality, fought at the same time with Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Ultron.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant by the word recasting, because Darcy doesn't know who that person is. She's never seen that person. So, like, in Darcy's mind, she thinks that she's just getting someone to replace her brother, and she doesn't. Darcy doesn't know who it is. But how does Wanda know?
I gotta go interdimensional theory. Like it's just gotta be a different dimensions. Pietro. She recognized the hair. She even she questioned it. She goes, Pietro?
That's true.
You know, and then he was like, Can an older brother give his sister a squeeze or something like that? Like some shit like that.
Okay, so but did we ever see Wanda in the X-Men series with him?
No.
So how do we know that this version of Quicksilver's sister is Wanda? How does he know that
I don't think the actual events of those X-Men movies are important.
I'm pretty sure that's all being like redone.
Rewritten. Yeah, rewritten.
Yeah. So I don't think any of that matters.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this version of Quicksilver comes from a different dimension. So how does this version know who Wanda is? Is Wanda
that in that other dimension, Wanda probably does exist then.
Do you think that Wanda is controlling Quicksilver in any way? Do you think that?
Doubtful, because it doesn't look like it was expecting him to be there.
Yeah, but she's acting like this is her life.
Yeah.
Even though she knows what's going to happen every day. Like, she's still acting like it's a sitcom and she doesn't know.
Yes, but I don't think she knows what's happening anymore.
That's true. There is the level, though, that like we have spoken to, that this could just be a subconscious thing. Like, what if she truly didn't mean to do it? Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. I think she's lost some like conscious control over what's going on, to the point where I don't think she knows that. Like, that's why whenever he shows up, she questions and says like, Pietro? Like, she's not expecting him to be there and not expecting him to look like that.
I'm thinking the opposite. It's not that she's gaining control. It's that she's losing it.
No, I was saying she's losing conscious control and it's all being subconscious now, and she's not doing it herself.
Wait, no. I think. Oh.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the opposite. I think that she always had subconscious control and has only recently relatively gained an ounce of control, in like conscious control. I think that like there is still those things slipping through the cracks, though.
Yes, but then what I was saying is that it was like that she's then now like even like she's losing her conscious control that she was starting to gain, and she's even losing some of that subconscious control as well, because things are happening that she's not purposefully causing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Like she even like subconsciously, I don't think she purposefully caused Quicksilver to show up. I think she did something, he showed up, and that's why she's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Okay.
I agree.
But she turned her reality into, do we want to say a portal into other dimensions? Like, Can anyone come in? Like, why did...
That is complicated. How did Quicksilver even get here if that's the possibility?
Was he running so fast that he went
He's
into
so
another
fast he can run between dimensions.
Dude, but the chance was there. It was never open before. There was never a portal in between dimensions, but now there is. Maybe that is why it's only him so far.
I think that's a question that we don't know the answer to right now.
Well, obviously. We don't know anything about anything, pretty much, about the show.
Now, this does mean Evan Peters is here to stay, right?
Yeah.
This isn't just a...
Totally.
I sure hope so. God, I love his character, and he seems he seems so much fresher and younger than anyone. Like, well, no, I won't say fresher, but he definitely had a sense of like longevity about him in those X-Men movies. Mm-hmm. Like, he was gonna be around for a very good while.
At what point does Wanda Maximoff gain like a nice Boston, New Jersey accent? Because I am there for it.
So I have a question in regards to X-Men stuff.
Go ahead.
If Evan Peters' Quicksilver is here to stay, like we hope so, and it's the real deal Quicksilver, or even if it is Mephisto, but that just still increases the possibility that, whatever, right? How many people are you mad about them bringing, like, where do you draw the line in the sand of people you want from the Fox property X-Men brought back over?
I don't.
You don't want any of them? You want all of them? You would be fine with any and all?
I'm cool with any of them.
I am with you too, especially if it's the new X-Men. I mean, the old X-Men were good too, don't get me wrong. But goddamn, if we get Fassbender and McAvoy,
That's what I want.
Yeah,
I want
would
nothing more than for Michael Fassbender to show up as Magneto and James McAvoy to be Professor X.
I
because
want it.
those
I
are
agree.
perfect castings for those guys.
I agree.
See, I'm okay with that.
And you know Deadpool's coming. So, like, I don't think it's, like, that far out of the cards to assume that it's just the only thing is we know X-Men stuff is going to be a little ways away. Like, we haven't gotten anything confirmed.
I'm okay with that, but on the condition that we do at some point get like an alternate universe thing where we get to see old Magneto and Professor X. And Hugh Jackman.
And Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see the three of them in some alternate universe just because I want to see who's the old Magneto? I can't remember his name.
Ian McKellen.
Yeah,
Ian McKellen as Magneto one more time.
My guess. This is
And Patrick Stewart as Professor
Yes,
X.
Patrick Stewart is also wonderful.
Sir, that is Sir Patrick Stewart.
That's
You
right.
don't
You're
forget
correct.
the Sir.
the guess that I'm going to go with now is that Wanda subconsciously brought in this version of Quicksilver. She did it on her own. I think her turning her, whatever you want to call it, the hex red, I think that was her way of saying the door's open, and then she subconsciously grabbed him out because how would he know, oh, Wanda lives here or any of that?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think no matter what, he got pulled to this reality. I don't think he got there on his own accord.
Yeah.
I just don't know how he got pulled there, you know. Man. I'm ready for episode 6.
Absolutely. It's the same. I feel so similarly as I did to Mando at literally like the same episode, I think. And it's even worse with this one because there's a whole extra episode added on top of it. Like we're getting another one after when they wrapped up with Mando. Like, cause at the end of episode 5, I felt like I specifically remember talking about how much they had ground left to cover in literally 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how much we don't know is going to come. Like, we don't know what the end of this is. Like, we had theories for what the end was. I guess we kind of have theories, but, like, we don't know what it culminates with in this show.
Yeah.
So, like, god damn, they have 4 episodes to do it. I just can't help but feel like we're going to get 4 straight bangers.
I think we will too. I mean, to be honest, we've gotten 5 straight
Yeah,
so far.
I would agree.
I don't want to lie, but like, this show has been perfect to me. Like,
well, and I think they balance out like giving you stuff every episode. And I think where Mando had to do it from scratch. They were the blueprint. So like figuring out how much to give you, they were building a story that had never been seen before. They weren't building off of really anything.
Yeah.
So like they had to create it from scratch. So them having to give us stuff to nibble on was like way harder because it was all being built right then. But with this, they can give us stuff every single episode because we've already seen it. There's not as much to be done, you know. There is, but there isn't. You know what I'm saying?
I get you for sure. There's not as much world building to be done.
Yeah, no, it's already. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait, dude. I want to see
show to have every fan confused, yet so eager to find out what is happening.
Westworld seasons 1 and 2.
Man.
Okay, and then. Man, what did I just have in my head? I just wanted to say something and then I forgot. That sucks. This is the worst.
Shall we wrap on that note then?
Yeah, I think that's a sign. It obviously wasn't good enough to end the show. It obviously wasn't.
Let's wrap on it then. Let's wrap. So next week we'll be back. Episode 6. 'Twas I, Colton Robertson. This was the Penny Bloom podcast. That is Marvel, WandaVision, The Watchmen. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And thank you, Miles Buttress, for being here.
Hey, anytime, man.
Next week even? Who knows? It's 5:40. We could do another one of these if we wanted to. Let's be honest. Let's go to thank Kyler Barnett, KBZ. Thank you again.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get back next week.
Absolutely. Again, this was the Penny Bloom podcast. Remember, peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves.